Hello, everyone. Welcome to my Friday Facebook Live, and hello if you are watching the replay over on my YouTube channel. I'm Sarah Chatello from Sassy Paper Crafts. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and look what I got in the mail. This is the brand new 2021-2022 annual catalog from Stampin' Up! I cannot open it and show you the inside. I so wish I could. But I wanted to let you know that I received mine. If you have ordered from me in the past year or so, you should be receiving yours in the mail too. I did get a notification that they have shipped. So yay for that. And tomorrow in my VIP group, I will be unboxing my pre-order because as a demonstrator, we got to pre-order a few things from the new catalog. So if you want to see that, just head over to my VIP group, which is listed right there. And there's also a link in the description of this video. And go ahead and join. And I will be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. over there with unboxing and a few of my favorite retiring items from this year's catalog. So let me get started by showing you the project we'll be making today. It's this one. And we're going to be using the retiring In Color Purple Posy. And I just love this butterfly. Let me bring it up so you can see the detail on that. We're going to be using some vellum and some cardstock, and I'm going to show you how to make that. And speaking of the retiring In Colors, I have something to give away next Friday. So leave a comment on this video. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you what I'll be giving away. So to start this card, you need a purple posy base, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5 1/2. And I'm going to show you how we make this butterfly first. So I have a piece of Whisper White here, or basic white, excuse me. Whisper White is no longer a thing. That is 5 1/4 by 4, and all the measurements are going to be up after this video on my blog. So these are the Brilliant Wings dies, and there's a stamp that's actually one big stamp that goes along with this, but all we're going to be using today is this guy. So let me get out my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Hi, Wendy. See you're joining us. Whoops, hit the camera with the machine. Good times. Make sure you're all still there. Okay. So I don't really have a good way to zoom out, so I'm going to do the best I can with showing you how this machine works. So we have the platform, which is labeled number 1, and the I don't know if that's like not really a folder, but it's also a plate. I accidentally cut on it, so I don't know if you can see that, but you're not supposed to. I forgot to put a plate down, but that's 2. And then our cutting plates here are 3. And you put 1 down. And then our cardstock. And the butterfly. And now what I want to do is just put a little bit of tape, washi tape, because I don't want this to move. I have a very specific spot where I want this butterfly. So let me just get a little piece of my washi tape here. And I don't want to push too hard on it because when I pull it up, I don't want it to rip the paper. I'm just going to place that right there, just so when I put this plate on, it doesn't really move. I'm going to put the top plate on and run it through the machine. Whoop. And all those sounds are normal. Everything is just fine. And I just flip it over before I take everything off to make sure. And it looks like that's a pretty good cut, just one pass through. So I'm going to take my butterfly off. And I recommend having a garbage handy. I ripped my paper a little bit, but you know what? This is the negative image we're using. I ripped my paper there. We can just flip that over and it's the same image. So we have that. And then I take my die brush here for the take your pick tool. And try to do this so I can show you. And I just run it over my die to get all those little pieces out. And they just come out so much easier. And so I used to use just a paper piercer and poke all the way through here. This is much easier. And I keep bumping the camera. Sorry about that if you get motion sick easy. I know I do. I don't want to make anybody motion sick. This is a lot easier when you're not filming and you're sitting down. I'm just going to take this butterfly out, and we're not using this one, so I'm just going to set him to the side there, and I can use that on a different project. I just have my garbage down here, and I'm cleaning off the little bits that came out of that butterfly. And then we are going to push that back through. I have a piece of somewhere vellum that I'm going to use to make another butterfly. And I don't need washi tape this time because it doesn't really matter if it moves at all. I'm using the butterfly part, not the negative part. So I'm just going to run that through. And I'm just going to go one more time back this way. I find with the vellum, sometimes you do have to go twice. So I drop my little die brush here. And before, like I said, I like to, whoops, keep bumping that camera. And to me, it looks like it went all the way through, so that's good. We're just going to remove that and take the die brush. Oops, sorry about that. Keep bumping the camera. And very carefully, I'm going to pull our butterfly off of the die. You want to be careful because vellum is rather delicate. And there is our butterfly there. So I'm going to set that aside. We have one more to do. So just bear with me. I'm going to clean off my plate again so I don't get little pieces everywhere. I find if I miss a piece and it falls on the floor, I don't see it. My kitten likes to come in and track them all through the house. So let me get my piece, excuse me, my scrap piece of Purple Posy. Hope that's big enough. Let's see. As if I do it perfectly. Let's see if we. There. And then just run this through one time. And there's our butterfly. I'm going to move all this out of the way. So we are done with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the big boss, as I like to call it, because there is the mini machine, which I don't have yet. I might get that one. I don't know. Any of you have the mini? How do you feel about it? I feel like that would probably do better here for the videos. Less space. I'm just going to run this through again. Sometimes I just like to, there's little holes in here that if your paper gets stuck, you can just push on those little holes and it'll pop out the end for you. I carefully take this guy off of there. And I know I've dropped some pieces on the floor. I'm going to have Purple Posy in my living room tonight, I'm sure. Let's pop these little pieces out. Sometimes I do use my paper piercing end to poke through. Looks like I got them all. Let's clean up this right here so we don't accidentally stick a little purple posy piece where we don't want it. And then so on our card base, I'm going to layer that. And I'll show you how to stick them down in a minute, but I just want to give you the general idea of that's going to fit right in there. Pretty cool. Okay, so now we have a little bit of stamping to do. And I am using the Butterfly Gala stamp set, which is retiring, and the Butterfly Duet Punch. And this is also retiring, but this punch is on sale right now for $7.20, which is such a deal. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go to my online store. The link is in the description, and pick that up before that's gone. I don't know how that's still not sold out yet, but. And I already have die cut an oval from the Stitch Shapes, which is also retiring. Die cut that, and we're going to use, if I can find it, the Good Things in Life Are Better With You stamp. And Purple Posy does not have an ink pad. It did at one point, but they had some quality issues, so they just discontinued it and never came out with another one. There are blends, which we're going to be using in a minute, and the Stampin' Right markers, which I use to color on my stamps when I want something in Purple Posy. But for this card, I liked it with the smoky slate. I'm going to stamp that on our oval. And then I also want to take a scrap piece here and stamp my butterflies. I went with the monarch looking ones. You can tell my stamps in the set are very well loved. I've used them quite a bit. I believe I stained these ones with some stays on. So I ink that up in smoky slate. My cord is getting in the camera. Oh well, it's fine. So now I'm going to take the punch and, well, you know what? Before I punch them out, I want to color them first. So I have the Purple Posy Stampin' Blends here. We're going to start with the light. I always like to start with the lighter color. I find that you can make things darker easier than you can make them lighter. I'm just going to stamp. I'm just going to color the whole butterfly in the light, and then we're going to go back in with the dark and do some shading. And it's okay if you don't get it all completely saturated with color, because like I said, we are going back in. So I'm going to use my dark, and I'm just going to do what I did on this card, which was I went kind of for every other butterfly with the dark. I just wanted to make it pop a little bit, or every other butterfly, every other, I don't know what they're called, panel of the wing. I'm not sure what it's called on a butterfly, but I think I'm going to kind of do the opposite of what I did on the other one, just to see how it looks. I like switching it up sometimes and being different. And then I did do the outside, the whole outside with the dark. Just kind of go over that. And don't worry if you get into the smoky slate. Once it dries, it looks pretty seamless in my opinion. It doesn't really look like you colored over the smoky slate. And then I'm just going to go back in one more time with the light and just go over that and clean up any spots I might have missed. Like I missed a little piece there. And this just kind of blends the color and gives it more depth, a little definition. All right, now we're ready to punch. Put those away. And then you just want to line up your butterflies in the punch. And I punch out both at the same time, which I love. I like easy. And then I have my panels here. And like I said, all the measurements will be on my blog shortly after the end of this video. If you're on YouTube, the blog is already up. So I have a piece of the designer series paper, and I'm going to use the polka dot side, and this measures 3 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then I have a purple posy that is 3 1/2 by 2 inches. We're just going to layer that on with some seal. And then I took some dimensionals for our greeting. Put that in the middle. And then we need some dimensionals again. Actually, I'm going to use mini dimensionals for the small butterfly there because I don't want my dimensionals to show through the back. I can find my minis. Yep, they're there. So these are the mini dimensionals. They're the same height as the regular ones. They're just smaller. There's a mini one there. And actually, I'm going to use mini ones on this one too. And you can place them wherever you want. Like I said, I don't like making the same exact card twice. I like them to be slightly different. And I kind of push in the middle a little bit just so it's kind of popped up there and it looks like he's flying. So now we're going to work on our bigger butterflies here. So first we're going to take the basic white panel. Actually, I need to get a bone folder and sort out this card base here so it's not popping up on me. Hi, Danette. I see you joined too. I don't know why you can't join me live. I have to send you reminders for when I start. I do start usually a minute or two before the scheduled time, so that might be why. It might be my fault. Sorry, Danette. I just don't ever want to be late. I'd rather be early than late. But yes, you can always go back and watch the replay. So I'm just going to stick that down. And then I'm going to get a glue dot and my paper piercer. And this cord is driving me crazy. Get a glue dot here. And I just like to roll it to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to put it on the back of my vellum butterfly. And then I'm just going to line those up. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we want our butterfly to kind of look like he's flying off the page there, the card. And then I'm going to take a mini dimensional again. Put it on the body there. I just want to make sure it doesn't show through and I can't see it. So that looks good. Oh, there's the backing. I just want to curl that up a little bit. And then I just try to match it up with that negative space. When you think it's all matched up, you just push it down, and then we can fold that up again. And then we can put on our greeting. And then for the inside of the card, I just left it blank. So I'm just going to get a panel here. I feel like sometimes I do like to decorate the inside of my cards a lot, but sometimes when you have a lot going on the front, I feel like you want that to be the focus. So I don't want to do too much on the inside. And sometimes it's okay. If you have a lot to say, you might want to keep the inside not decorated. Place that there. And then for the finishing touch, I'm going to use an elegant gem. On the first card, I used a clear gem. These are petal pink, and then there's white. I think I'm going to use a white one this time, just to see which one I like better. Because when I was making the card, I did like them both, but I used the clear one on the first card. So there are 2 cards. And now for the giveaway. So like I said, all you have to do is leave a comment on this video or on the YouTube video, and you will be entered to win a sampler pack of the 2019-2021 Designer Series paper. This was from last year's catalog. It's 2-sided, but I'm going to be giving away 2 sampler packs. So if you leave a comment here or on YouTube, I will draw a winner and I will announce next Friday on my live. And like I said, please join my VIP group to see my unboxing video tomorrow at 11 a.m. Thanks so much for watching. See you next Friday.